On Halloween night in 2009, an NYPD officer was resting at home in Queens. Then members of his own department came to his door. They were not there because of a public emergency. They were there because he had spent more than a year pressing record. His name was Adrian Schoolcraft. He worked at Brooklyn's 81st Precinct, and according to recordings later examined in federal litigation, the pressure inside that precinct was not only about public safety, it was about numbers. More stops, more tickets, more detentions, better-looking reports. Schoolcraft began carrying a small digital recorder into roll calls. He captured supervisors repeatedly urging officers to carry out street stops that did not meet legal standards, while referring to demands coming from higher up. But Schoolcraft believed the pressure went even further. He said serious incidents were being reduced on paper. Some reports, he claimed, were not properly entered. Some people seeking help were discouraged from making formal complaints. Then came the twist. An internal NYPD review, completed later, found what investigators described as a concerted effort to deliberately underreport serious incidents at the 81st Precinct. The report also described a troubling pattern of improper reporting. 7 precinct personnel were disciplined afterward. But by then, Schoolcraft had become the center of the story. In September 2009, he brought recordings and documents to NYPD investigators. Weeks later, on October 31st, department personnel arrived at his Queens apartment. Schoolcraft was taken to Jamaica Hospital's mental health unit and remained there for 6 days. He said the entire event was retaliation for raising concerns. The city and hospital disputed important parts of his account, and that distinction matters. The court record did not prove every allegation in the way the most dramatic versions of this story suggest. Still, the legal fight continued for years. In 2015, Schoolcraft reached a $600,000 settlement with New York City. The hospital matter was also settled separately. Neither settlement was an admission of responsibility. His recordings later became part of the wider federal challenge to NYPD stop and frisk practice. But Schoolcraft did not single-handedly create every reform that followed. That wider case involved data, witnesses, legal arguments, and many years of scrutiny. Still, his recordings did something powerful. They turned a private warning into evidence that could not be quietly ignored. Because sometimes the most dangerous thing inside a system is not the person who speaks, it is the person who kept the record.